None of us want to end 2023 looking back thinking, wow, we set all these goals and we didn't really make much traction. Actually having those hard chats with yourself is self-care. If I live life the way I always lived it, then I'm always going to get those results. You are the only one that's got the power to make this happen, okay? You have to either make a decision to get up off your ass, get out of bed and make it happen, or sit and wallow, and it's up to you. So that next year I can make, like I said, a decision from choice and a decision because I actually want to do it, not because I have to. Hello guys, welcome to or welcome back to my channel if you are new here, and welcome back for another reset. I'm bringing you guys the October reset where we reflect on September, we really dive into what worked, what didn't, how we have progressed on our goals, and then also planning out for October goals as well. So make sure to pause this video, grab a drink of choice. I would definitely recommend a coffee. Grab a pen and paper and we will dive into this month's reset. Now I'm going to paint the picture of the vibes right now because I've got the candles on, I've got my lamps on, it's feeling cozy, although it looks very kind of white and bright on camera. It's very cozy, and I started the morning with breakfast in bed, watching Gilmore Girls. I had a really slow morning and just planned out this video, really took some time to reflect on the month before and really set some intentions for October. Because I truly find that we can make these really big vision boards and we can make these really big goals at the beginning of the year, but month by month is so important to set those individual goals and those stepping stones to actually help us get to where we want to get to. So I really find that these monthly resets help me just refocus, really see where I'm at, and almost kind of like pause, reflect, assess, and then make the decisions of how I'm going to move forward. So grab a pen and paper if you want to do this alongside me. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you do enjoy this video. I'd love to have you over here. And we are going to dive into this video. So first things first is my social media tracker. Now I personally just like to track where I am on socials and my growth every month, more so to just kind of stop getting obsessed with, it sounds ridiculous, but to stop almost getting obsessed with the numbers, because I find that I get really overwhelmed. And if you are somebody that wants to grow on social media and you just find yourself saying things like, I'm just not getting anywhere, etc, and you don't track your numbers, then this is the sign to stop what you're doing, take note of your follow account, subscribe account, engagement, everything on all of your accounts so that you actually know where you're starting from. Because how are you ever going to know truly whether you've grown or whether you are succeeding or doing the right things if you don't track the numbers? So my social media tracker, I track both Instagrams, my TikTok and my YouTube. So for my personal Instagram, I ended August on 16,408 followers, and then I ended September on 16,325. So I actually went down for the first time all of this year. I went down on my follow account, and I have a feeling it's one, due to lack of posting for most of the month, two, lack of engaging content, and three, I feel like I was always expecting this anyway, but I was expecting to see a bit of a downfall because I did get quite a few followers off like a viral reel, and I knew not everyone was going to stay because they followed me off one reel and then maybe just didn't vibe with what was on my page. So I went down on my personal Instagram. On the Breakthrough Society, we ended August on 4,750 followers and ended September on a humble 4,779. So I've gone up by 29 followers in the month, which is definitely not the growth that I was hoping to see. But there's still time, and by diving into what posted well and what didn't, it will really allow me to assess. One thing that did happen in September was I was in launch mode, which means a lot of my stories were selling and promoting, and naturally I find followers go down and so does engagement, because not everybody wants to be sold to, and that is absolutely fine. And then TikTok, I ended August on 6,915 followers and ended September on 7,219. So approximately 304, is that right? 304 followers increased, I think. So I'm really happy with that, and I'm really enjoying TikTok at the moment. So I'm really pleased that the growth is correlating with like my effort, if that makes sense. And definitely for Instagram, it relates to my effort levels, because on my personal one, I just wasn't putting it in. Whereas now, if you haven't checked out my new awesome content, I'll pop some pictures on screen now. Your girl is back. Your girl is back. She's about to thrive. It's her season. And follow me if you love cozy vibes. Let's get back to that 16,400. And then YouTube, I am probably the most proud of, because guys, we ended August on 3,963 and we have finally broken into the 4,000 subscriber mark, which guys, it feels like I've been trying to achieve this forever, but we finally hit 4,000 and we're ending September on 4,045 subscribers, which I just cannot thank you guys enough for. And if you do watch these videos, please make sure to subscribe, because it does mean more to me than you probably think of just hitting like a subscribe button. For me, like, it's such a milestone and a reflection of, I guess, my growth and success on YouTube, because I have consistently posted for 4 years now and just haven't ever really kind of had that breakthrough moment. And it probably is because my content has been very varied, from fashion to business to lifestyle to mindset to personal development. But every single subscriber just genuinely sounds cringy. You're going to hear every single person on YouTube say this, but every one person that subscribes, I notice. And it does just really mean a lot to me as, like I said, someone that has consistently created on here for 4 years. So that was the social media tracker, and then onto the October reset. Now, we'd never do a reset without reflecting on what happened the month before. Now, my first goal was to begin working on a new business, which I did start. So I'm essentially working for 2 of my best friends at the moment, helping them with creative for their new app development. So I started that in September and I'm loving it so far. My next goal was to have 30 members in the membership, and we didn't quite hit that one. We've ended on 22 members, but potentially 23 by the end of this day, because I spoke to somebody last night about it. Now, I am filming this a few days before October, so there's still time. All of these goals, guys, I don't just give up when I make these videos. I'm still going to push to try and achieve it. So currently we are at 22 out of 30, but I do trust that the right people will find their way to the membership. And if you are an ambitious female looking to learn more about business, socials, really actually how to start, launch and scale a business, you want to learn all of the things that maybe currently you're just guessing, you're not quite sure on, then this is definitely the place for you. We have had some incredible trainings on LinkedIn, on social media. We had Montel B come in and deliver a guest speaking session. If you follow her, then you guys know how insane she is. But yeah, if you want to help me make up to this 30 number, then I'd love to see you there. Another goal was to add an additional 1,500 per month, which I did, and I'm so happy about that. And then the next one was to book in a London meetup for my travel business girls. Now, that was meant to be in 2 days time, but one thing I'm really trying to work on is not just spending money for the sake of it. And it was going to start at 5 o'clock, which meant that it's a 4-hour drive for me. The trains are on strike. I would have had to get a hotel because there was no trains home like after a meal would normally finish, and it just didn't make financial sense for me to do that. Now, as somebody who is a people pleaser, usually has lack of boundaries and cannot say no, I did find this quite hard to do, but I really stood my ground and made it a priority to not put myself under that much time and financial pressure to attend something for a few hours. So we have actually postponed this, but we booked a log cabin break instead. So we're all going to a log cabin in November, which I'm so excited about. So it's still kind of a win, just not London. And then I had a goal for getting 200 people signed up to my freebie, which was the final focus, and I ended on around 140, so didn't achieve that, but there's always next time. And then another goal was to clear £700 off like credit and credit cards and things, and I actually cleared £1,800, so I am feeling good. And this is all stemming from a bigger goal, which I will dive into after we've reflected, just to kind of paint the picture of what I'm working on and how these goals kind of all fit into the bigger picture. but I'm really proud to have done another 1,100 off that. Another goal was to start breath work. Now I did join a membership for this, and I'm going to be completely honest, have I made time for it? No. And do I think I'm going to make time for it anytime soon? I'm not 100% sure. I am just not 100% sure that breath work is something that I even want to find the time to commit to as well, which is just me being brutally honest. So I actually think I'm going to stop that membership after this month because I just haven't utilised it or got like the value that I know is available to me from that. And then my final one for September was to stay on track with my fitness pal and the gym. Your girl hasn't done that, okay? And I can't really dive into what I've been going through this month because I've decided it's not something I want to share on the internet, but I really did have to move through some physical and mental things this month. I'm really not going to beat myself up for it, but I'm also not going to go in victim mentality and just be like, guys, I've gone through a hard time, I can't do it, because I can. And now I am at the other side of that tough time, and now is my time to go back to the gym if I want to and find a routine and really start eating better and just watching what I aimlessly put in my mouth when I'm bored, because it all stems down from boredom. So those were my September goals and where we're currently tracking on each. Now, some kind of bigger reflections for September was I really did regain control, and I had a chat with myself, and I definitely found that I was getting into this overwhelmed victim mentality, feeling like, why me, what's going on, things weren't progressing as I wanted to, and I had to have a real hard chat with myself and just say, Jess, you are the only one that's got the power to make this happen, okay? You have to either make a decision to get up off your ass, get out of bed and make it happen, or sit and wallow, and it's up to you. But on that vision board, none of those goals are a result of wallowing, being lazy and not being disciplined. So I really did have to have that hard chat with myself, and in a world where I feel like we are so focused on self-love and boundaries, and I love that, I also want to remind people that actually having those hard chats with yourself is self-care. If that's what you want and you are working towards your goals, then just stopping and having that chat with yourself is also self-care. Even though it might sound like very hustly and get up and go kind of attitude, sometimes we need that just to reset and get back to it. I really feel like I've thrown myself back into work as well this month. I feel like I am really focused on reinventing myself as well, which sounds so cringy and so cliche, but I will link that video down below because that is what I'm focused on. I am really focused on reinventing myself, showing up as the best possible version of myself, and with that becomes new habits, new traits, new lifestyle, new different changes and tweaks to the way that I lived life before, because if I live life the way I always lived it, then I'm always going to get those results. So I am really focusing on who I actually want to be and showing up as her. And with that, a lot of things come down to things like financial maturity, which is definitely a reason why I am actively just trying to clear credit or anything that's like financy stuff. I'm just on a mission to get it gone, because I have a really bad cycle with worrying about things later, getting things on finance. It's not a habit that I want to be, and it's also not something that my higher version of myself does. So I'm really trying to focus on clearing that. I also know that my mortgage is up for renewal next year, and if you are in the UK, you guys will know that mortgage rates are up. The mortgage rates and interest rates right now are a little bit crazy, and I just want to make sure that I am prepared so that I don't have to make a decision next year out of anything but choice. And I don't want to be forced into a corner where I just have to get rid of this, or I have to stay here because I can't afford to move. So I really want to get myself in a strong financial position so that next year I can make, like I said, a decision from choice and a decision because I actually want to do it, not because I have to. And that's just personally why I'm working on it so far in advance. So that's definitely the biggest focus that's pushing me in business, that's pushing me in life, that's pushing my lifestyle changes and my decisions, is deciding who I want to be and showing up as her. So my goals for October, I'm going to take a quick coffee break because I feel like I need to drink this before it goes cold, because there is nothing more heartbreaking than making a really nice coffee and then having to drink it cold. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes I will pop it in the microwave because I'm not wasting my coffee. And I love it. Also, this jumper, by the way, this is a jumper from Zara. Let me know how you feel about this, because I basically popped the bottom over my head to make it this kind of like shawl vibe. Do we like it? Do we not? Do we think it's a bit weird? Let me know, because I've kind of turned it into a cardigan myself, but it was giving me like ballerina vibes. So, October goals. Now, these are a little bit less specific than my normal resets, because usually I'm saying I want to earn this, I want to have this many subscribers, this many followers, and actually this month is all about intention, aligned action, and almost falling in love with the process and getting the process right, knowing that the results are going to come off the back of it, if that makes sense. So, my goal for October, number one, is to actually plan my days. Now guys, I used to plan my days. I used to have the most perfectly planned weeks. Monday was content day, Tuesdays and Thursdays were client call days, Wednesdays was a CEO day, and Friday was business admin. Since the summer, I don't think I've done a week like that since, I'm gonna say, April was probably the last time I can remember. And let me tell you, the correlation between that and my productivity levels, my output, my effort, my energy, everything, you can see such a correlation when you are planned. Because when you are planned and you actually pop things in your calendar and pop things in your diary, you're so much more accountable to it, even if it's planning out a meal, which is another one of my goals, but just actually planning in when I'm going to do things, actually sectioning that time and staying accountable to it. Because as a self-employed girly who has complete freedom and flexibility on her calendar, bar the calls that I have to do, I literally can just be lazy if I want to. And I've definitely noticed now is the time to nip it in the bud before it gets darker, colder. I want to be inside, I want to be cozy, I just want to be slouching on the sofa. Now it's time just to nip it in the bud, plan my days, get back on track, stay accountable. And that also includes everything like finances, meals, making sure I know what I'm eating. And I actually bought a shop from M&S yesterday, and I'm not saying everybody needs to go and invest in like luxury food and have to shop in M&S, but going to Marks and Spencer's and buying food that actually tastes so nice made me realise how much better I would eat if I just actually found things that I enjoy eating. My problem is I just grab anything, and most of the time it's sugar. I actually had a comment on a YouTube video saying about how much ultra processed, is that the right, ultra processed foods that I eat, and it did trigger me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, but it only triggered me because it was true. Like, I really feel like you only ever get triggered if it's true. If not, it doesn't bother you. And I do. I eat a lot of processed foods, and I need to start eating better. So I'm going to really start planning out my meals. And also my next goal is to have less phone time. I know I've got into a little bit of a routine the past week where I picked up my phone first thing. Now, I have nailed a morning routine, and I have done since around July, of reading my book and journaling every morning. The past week, I picked up my phone first thing on a morning and got fully distracted. I've also found my scroll time has been higher, my just looking at everything else, everyone else consuming more than I created has spiked a little bit this week, and it's not something I desire to do. So less phone time is absolutely a priority for me this month, and I truly believe this is going to help me have more meaningful connections, more friend dates, more time with other people, more solo dates, more time cooking and preparing meals, rather than aimlessly scrolling on my phone, looking at what everybody else is doing and forgetting to actually go and make my life happen. So less phone time is definitely going to support me with just showing up as my best self and feeling more productive. Now, we do have a specific goal here, which is to grow my membership to 30+. I'm really going to push that in October, because September was really focused on getting one-to-one clients, pushing the final focus, really supporting people in elevating and getting on track for Q4 and really making sure that business was mapped out. Whereas this month I'm going to dive straight back into the membership and really push that. Now, another goal is to pay off another $1,500 off my debt, which I am so eager to do, because I did see that a credit card I took out when I went to America is actually about to hit interest. So that needs to go, because baby girl is not paying money to have debt. I shouldn't have got it in the first place. America was definitely a more expensive trip. By the way, it's my 1-year anniversary since I went traveling to America for 9 weeks, so I'm in all the feels today. But I'm still paying off some of that, and that is just absolutely ridiculous to me, and it tells me how financially immature I was back then. So we need to pay £1,500 off a card before it hits interest. I also want to get back into eating well and actually eating. Now, I snack, and I snack a lot, but snacking is not eating, and I need to stop confusing the two, thinking that grabbing a cereal bar is having a meal, and I really want to get into just eating properly. Now, if you've watched these videos since January, you're probably thinking, Jessica Leeming, how many times have you said this and not done it? And I know, and I feel like if anything, I'm just doing myself a disservice by coming onto these videos every month and saying this is what I'm going to do, and then just not doing it because it's ridiculous. And I don't want to get to the end of 2023 thinking, didn't hit my goal, brilliant, here's another year, because actually food is more than just about hitting a 2023 goal. It's about my health, it's about energy, it's about productivity, it's about so much more, and I really just want to start eating well. Another goal is to have a huge declutter and sell things. So I have a rule where if I haven't worn something for 6 months, or I don't plan on wearing it in the next 6 months, it's gone. It either gets donated, I give it to a friend, or it gets sold. So I really want to do a big declutter. There's a pair of J4s up there that I know I bought for about 200 and something pounds. I'm not going to wear them. They hurt my feet. I tried to wear them. They look really cool, but they're also not really part of like the next level, I don't think. I'm going to sit on it, but they do really hurt my feet, and that could be £200 that's paid off a credit card or paid off something on my journey to financial maturity. So I'm going to have a really, really big declutter and also make space for new things to come in. If I'm looking at potentially moving next year, which is the goal, I want to make sure that I'm not bringing loads of clutter and loads of things that I don't need. I kind of want to work on the next few months stripping back to like minimalist and having staples, having essentials, having a capsule wardrobe, and not having a shitload of stuff that I don't need or use that I then have to move with, if that makes sense. And then the last one is throw myself into content creation, because guys, I'm in that zone. I feel like I'm really in that zone. I have about 6 different YouTube videos planned for the next few weeks. I'm trying to do 3 uploads a week because there's just that much content that I want to create, that you can expect to see more of me and more of these types of videos, more help videos, more fashion videos, more vlogs, more everything. So I really want to throw myself back into content creation because I truly do feel like I thrive in the autumn winter, and why not capitalize on the content that I can create in that time. So the final goal for October is to plan in the Breakthrough's 3rd birthday as well. So the Breakthrough Society is turning 3. I cannot believe it's turning 3 this year, and I think for it I'm going to book in a brand photo shoot to really elevate the Breakthrough with it, because I've taken so many photos on iPhone, and I just feel like with my website, with where the Breakthrough wants to be, with my reinvention, all that good stuff, I want like an elevated version of myself and the Breakthrough. So I think I'm going to book in a birthday brand shoot. I think that's a goal. We're going to put it as a goal. Let's stop saying I think. I want to do it, so I'm going to do it this month, and that is kind of my main focus. So I just really, really want to focus on the woman that I want to be, regain financial maturity, really step into who I want to reinvent myself as, and just start taking some really aligned action with the person that I say I want to be. Because I often find we set goals, we say who we want to be, we say what we want to do, and then the actions that we do completely misalign with the goal that we've said we want to hit. And I'm sick of doing that, because none of us want to end 2023 looking back thinking, wow, we set all these goals and we didn't really make much traction, okay? And if you're sat here right now thinking, I haven't really made much progress on my goals, we're about to enter the last quarter. We still have a quarter of the year left. We've still got 3 months left to absolutely smash it out of the park. So whatever it is that you want to achieve, whatever it is that you want to do, whoever it is that you want to be, however you want to dress, however you want to show up, just know that you have got the time, and you also have the control to make this happen and take the action to get you from A to B and get you to where you want to be. So I'm really excited about the next month, and I'm really going to focus on discipline and accountability to myself to make this happen over the next month. So be sure to check in with me next month to see how we got on for October. And if you do want any support, if you do want to connect with me on socials, the best place for this kind of content is on the Breakthrough Society. And if you want to see more fashion, more lifestyle, then that would be Jessica Leaming, which is my personal Instagram. So I'd love to connect with some of you, and if you want to take it further, you are more than welcome in the membership as well. I'll pop all details down below so you can have a little look and see what we do over in the membership. But that was everything from me. I'm gonna finish my probably now cold coffee, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. If you had any questions or you want to see more videos, if you did enjoy this, please give it a huge thumbs up. But let me know if you have any questions or if you want to see specific content coming up, and hopefully I will catch you in the next video.